Welcome back, students. As we were talking about the cells in our previous video, and we have talked about a lot about the different shapes, sizes and forms, and about the evolutionary relationship between the cells. Now we are going to talk about the different types of the cells. So cells, depending upon the evolutionary the relationship, the cells can be divided into two types. That is the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic. When we are talking about the prokaryotic, the word pro comes from primitive, previously formed. And the word karyotic comes from the word karyon. Karyon means the nucleus. That is, these are the structures which were previously formed when a well-organized nucleus came into being prior to them. Okay. Now the word eukaryotic, eu means new, and again the word karyotic comes from the word karyon, which means the nucleus. Means these are the new type of the cells which are formed after the well-organized nucleus has been formed. Now when we are going to talk about the differences between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cells. Difference between the eukaryotic and the prokaryotic. Prokaryotic cells, they do not possess a well-defined nucleus. Eukaryotic cell, they do possess a well-defined nucleus. Second, prokaryotic cells, as I said, that they do not possess a well-defined nucleus. That means the nuclear membrane is absent in them. And when we are talking about the eukaryotic cells, the nuclear membrane is present. Then third, as these were the primitive cells, so no compartmentalization, no division of labor was found in them. That is, the cell organelles were absent in them. Cell organelles, when we are talking about the cell organelles, what are the cell organelles? You must have studied in your lower classes that the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, then the mitochondria, lysosomes, ribosomes, all these are the cell organelles which are a part of the cell itself, and they help the cell out in carrying out varied functions. Means they are assigned up certain specific functions which they have to perform very precisely. Cell organelles are absent, that is the ER, that is the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, etc. etc. But in the eukaryotic cells, the cell organelles are present. When we are talking about the prokaryotic cells, they are basically smaller in size. The eukaryotic cells, they are basically larger in size, and their size might depend upon the type of the function they are going to perform. Now, last, that is the examples of the prokaryotic cells. Where do we find the prokaryotic cells? That is the bacteria. Bacteria, they are the prokaryotes. And when we are talking about the examples of the eukaryotic cells, examples of the eukaryotic cells includes everything. That is the higher plants and animal forms. Cells of the higher plants and animal forms. So these are the differences between the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Now we are going to talk about the differences between the the plant cell as well as the animal cell. How do we differentiate between the plant cell and the animal cell? That is the eukaryotic cell. Again, they are differentiated into the plant cells and the animal cells. So when we are talking about the plant cells, they are having or they are covered with a cell wall. Covered with a cell wall. But in the animal cells, the cell wall is absent. What is the basic reason behind that? Since the animals are very much capable of movement, they can move here and there in search of shelter, in search of food, etc., etc. So they are very well capable of protecting themselves. They are not exposed to the outer external environmental conditions as they are exposed in the plants. So here they do not require any specific mechanism, since they can very easily protect themselves from the harsh environmental conditions. But in the plant cells, the cells, most of the cells, they are basically exposed to the outer harsh environmental conditions. So they have to protect themselves, and that for very basic reason they are covered with the cell wall, which provides them with a mechanical strength or mechanical protection. Then second, vacuoles are large and more in number. In animal cells, the vacuoles are small and less in number. Since again the reason is that animals, they depend upon other living organisms to get their nutrition, but plants, they are self capable, means they are capable of self synthesizing their own food. Therefore what happens, that they do not require a specific mechanism for digestion of the food, because they produce that type of the food that is required by their body and only in that much quantity. But in the animal cells, since they are depending upon other living organism, they take in whatever amount of the food they get from their surroundings, and hence again there should be a particular mechanism so that the screening or segregation can be easily made, that what type of the food is necessary for the body, and rest, what food is not necessary, is again thrown out of the body, or it is eliminated out of the body. So here vacuoles, they serve as the excretory organelles which help out in the excretion of the unwanted waste materials. So again since animal cells, they are having certain mechanism, so they do not depend upon the vacuoles. But in plants, since no specific structure or organelle or organ system is present for the purpose of digestion, therefore they are very much dependable upon the vacuoles. Then third, vacuoles are centrally placed. In animal cells, the vacuoles are peripherally placed. In animal cells, the vacuoles are peripherally placed. Then the fourth point, that is very important, that is the plant cells, they do possess the chloroplasts. Which is a type of a plastid. And animal cells, they do not possess the chloroplast. As we all know that plants, since they are not capable of movement, therefore they have to depend upon own themselves so that they can easily get their nutrition. For that very purpose, they have evolved a mechanism of photosynthesis, and for that very function they have evolved a structure within them which is known as the plastid. And in that very plastids are of three types, that is the chloroplast, chromoplast and the leucoplasts. In the green plants, which are capable of synthesizing their own food by conversion of the sun energy, light energy into the chemical energy, here the chloroplasts are very responsible, and here the chloroplasts, they play a very important role in the process of photosynthesis. Whereas in animal cells, since they can very easily move up here and there, they do not require photosynthesis, since they are depending upon the other living organisms, and hence their cells, they do not possess the chloroplasts. Then when we are talking about the plant cells, they lack centrioles. Whereas animal cells possess centrioles. Centrioles are the structures which are basically responsible for carrying out the cell division, basically the cytokinesis. So now the last thing that we are going to discuss about the plant cells is that in plant cells the division of the cell, that is the cytokinesis, takes place by the cell plate method. That is the cell plate, it is formed from within the cell. And when we are talking about the animal cells, in animal cells, they do not possess a cell plate, rather they divide up by furrowing method, or we can call it the invagination method. So these are all the differences between a particular plant cell and a animal cell. From our next video, we are going to talk about the detailed structure of both type of the cells. Thank you.